Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to Kids Choice Thursday. I'm so excited. We had such a great time with Dog Man last week, and I wanted to thank Dave Pilkey for inventing that cool character that we got to draw. Tonight, or today for you guys, I do these at night, but this time we're going to be doing what you guys selected. In fact, we're doing two this week because I just couldn't choose. A lot of people wanted to do, you ready? Baby Yoda. Several people have seen that series on Disney Plus. I saw the movie recently, a few months ago, I guess it was. What a cute guy he was. I am an old Star Wars fan back from my childhood when they first came out, and I've always loved Yoda, but Baby Yoda is just the cutest thing. So several have requested Baby Yoda, so that's what we're going to do today. But I'm also going to record another video that we'll show in a minute because, well, we had a lot of requests this week, to be honest, and it made my heart sing because I had so many wonderful things to choose from. Disney, if you are angry with me for showing how to draw Baby Yoda, let me know and I'll take this down, but I think it'll be okay. I'm not going to publish anything of theirs or anything like that, so I think I'm good. So let's get started, my friends. What you're gonna need today, oh, I wanted to show you this. This is Baby Yoda with the Mandalorian. Now, we might try the Mandalorian on another week if we get some requests for it. He's a really cool dude and wears his mask at all times, remember? And he's the one that saves Baby Yoda. So, we're just gonna do Baby Yoda today, but I thought that was such a cute picture of Baby Yoda. I thought you might like to see that one as well. Now, today you're just gonna need a black marker or a pencil, whoa, or a pen. Whatever you have is totally fine. If you want to start with pencil so you can erase, feel free. I promise we're going to be using very basic shapes to make Yoda today, so I'm just digging right in with my Sharpie, and I think you can too. And you know how we always do. If we end up a little bit off somewhere, we can just add a rock or a little hill or something to make it all fit together. Or if one ear goes off the page, it won't matter, okay? It'll still be super cool. All right, so Baby Yoda has a really round head. So we're gonna start with, like a half circle. Just a half circle, because he wears this big collar and his little head's gonna be sticking up out of that. So let's start with, and don't make your half circle so wide because we gotta have room for those ears, and those ears are really wide. So I'm gonna look at my paper here, and I'm gonna divide it kind of in thirds with my fingers. Do you see? So I've got about this much space for my head, and that leaves me that much room and that much room for my ears. So about equal, ear, head, ear. So if you want, you could go dot, dot. If that helps you to kind of know to leave room for your ears. And I'm gonna connect and go and give myself a little mountain or an upside down letter U or something like that, okay? Now, he's got his little collar and it comes down, it's not a V, but it does come down a little bit to the middle. Now here's the tricky part. One side comes over the other. So I'm gonna start on this side and I'm going to start a little to the left of mine, and I'm gonna come down, boom, 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 and stop right there. Notice I went just a little farther than the middle. But if you stop in the middle, that's okay if it's a little farther, and see how I came out a little right there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and come down like with a little curve here. So watch this curve, it's gonna come boop, 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 boom, okay? Just a little, like an open parentheses or something, or a real stretched out letter C. Now I'm gonna do the same kind of shape, a little bit straighter over here and kind of go boop, 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 boop. Okay, They're about the same length. Then all we're gonna do is connect them right here. That's it. You got this. Now the next side, we're gonna come out from this side a little bit beyond. Oh, but before, you gotta know where you're going before you draw. We're gonna tuck it into here. So if you wanna put a little dot right there so you know where you're going, it's gonna tuck under that other one. If they meet exactly, it's okay, but if you're a little more advanced and you want it to tuck under, make sure you put that little dot right there so you know where you're coming. Come out from here a little and tuck it in right there, okay? All right. Now you're gonna bring this guy down again. I like that. And then same thing, it's gonna wrap under. Now, it wraps under this one just a little. Actually, let me see how Yoda looks on this one. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna have mine I'm gonna bring mine a little bit here and bring it around like that. I kind of felt like having it show right there. If you can make it match, you can have it be a little shorter, it really doesn't matter, but I let mine kind of stick out a little. Now, here are the 3 lines that are gonna make a normal drawing go from, that looks really good, to wow, that looks really real. Okay, so watch this line. Right here where we were, we're gonna connect from here down. Boom, right there. You see that little line? Now look, boys and girls, that looks like it's going inside of there, like it's the front, like this one goes under that one. This goes under there. Just with this little line right there, boom, it makes that illusion. It makes it looks like it curves. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing right here where it's coming up on the neck. See, look at this. See how you can see that part that goes behind? So right here, we're gonna go boom, and it's going behind his head. Same thing on this side now. We're gonna go boom. Looks like it's going behind his head. So you can see kind of how you can, little bit of the back of the shirt there. All right, you've done the hard part. Now it's easy sailing. Okay, so watch this. The sweet little Yoda has big giant eyes. So we're going to, oh shucks, let's give him his little bitty cutesy nose first. Now he's got a little bitty nose, so I'm gonna go boop, boop. And you can actually see on little Yoda, he's got like a little human nose, it's just tiny. So I'm gonna, if you want, you can give a little bit on the left and the right. So I gave the little bump, and then I gave him some little tiny nostrils. So it's kind of a basic shape. I'll show you if you want to see it bigger. Here's a scrap piece. I've got scrap paper all over the place. Again, the shape is like this with a little nostril, if that helps you to see it a little better. But it's tiny right there, just up a little bit from his collar. And then he has a little tiny sweet mouth. And his little mouth, it kind of frowns sometimes, but I want my little Yoda to be in a happy mood because he's really happy a lot of the times too. So I'm gonna have his little mouth do that. He's just smiling a little. And notice it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be like, wee! Nah, it's just a little tiny little mouth, and it's got a little bump in the middle, and that's okay. Now, he's got some big eyes. So I'm gonna put some big round eyes. And if they're not perfect, don't worry about it. And the other thing is, they're kind of, they have an eyelid over them, so they're a little bit oval. So I'm going to have a big hump like that, and then a big hump like that. And then inside is gonna be my eye like that. Okay, so it's like a big, giant, extra stretched out fat football, or a big fat lime, and then you've got that, just kind of bring those lines in, and it makes it have the circular iris and pupil and eyeball part. Now I'm gonna try to do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna see how far I am from the nose there, and I think I'm about here, and I'm gonna go, ooh, I want a really big, tall, and then I'm gonna go boom, 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 boom. It's not perfect, it doesn't match exactly, but by the time I get that part in, it's pretty close, and it's cute, I like it. I'm gonna leave that like that. Now, here's the other thing. Yoda has, look at my eyes, and then look at yours or your neighbors. You see how we have, this is called the eyelid, and it has like a little crease right there. Well, Baby Yoda has a little crease right there too. So let's come right over his eye and give him a little crease if you want, okay? He's even got some little wrinkles in his forehead if you want to. I'm gonna give mine a few little wrinkles. That's enough. And he's got crazy hair that sticks up, so I'm gonna give him some crazy hair. Now some people make it straight, but I think his hair's kind of curly, so I'm gonna give him some some straight, some little curly. He's kind of cute, but what's he need? Big giant ears. So, the bottom of the ears is gonna start here, and the top will start about here. Now they don't stick totally straight out. They're mostly straight out, but they kind of curve up a little. So I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna have it go up just a little like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the one on the other side, up just a little like that. It looks like he has antennas right now, doesn't it? Now I'm gonna come right here where my little collar went around, and I'm gonna, it's fatter, and then it's gonna kind of come to a point there. So I'm gonna go boop, 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 boop. And then I'm gonna go boop, 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 boop. Do you see how it's fatter and then it gets thinner? Now, this next line is what makes it turn. Do you see how in our ears we have parts that turn? So does Baby Yoda. So start here, a little bit thicker down on this end, and it gets really thin out there. So I'm gonna start here at like a little bit of an angle, and then it's gonna get really close as it goes out. Again, really thick right here, and then it gets really thin when it comes out to there. Oh, he's looking so cute. I love it. Now, if you want, you can bring your line. I think I am. I'm gonna bring my line all the way out to the end. I changed my mind. I like that. I'm bringing it all the way to the end. He's looking good, my friends. Now, Baby Yoda has, in his little outfit, do you see how he has a little, kind of like I do, a little placard down the front of my shirt. That's where it buttons and closes. Now his has a little placard right there. So let's first add some arms. And then we're gonna add the sides of his little gown or his little coat. Then we'll put the placard on last. So the next thing we need is his little arms. Now I'm gonna bring his little arm out like this. Boom, boom, and just up a little. And then on this, notice I started a little below that collar because that collar is pretty thick. And I'm gonna come boom, boom, boom. See how that comes out like that? Now friends, notice he's got a little cuff on the side of his coat. See? So, because of that little cuff, we're going to then make a cuff here. Now, just like we had this one come out a little further, we're gonna have the cuff come out a little further. So watch this. We're going to, I like to do it like this. I like to bring my line out here and bring my line out here. Do you see how it's a little wider now? See, just a little bit. Now I'm gonna come down, down, and across the cuff. You guessed it. We're gonna do those little secret marks like we did right here and here. Watch, from here to here and here to here. Now it looks like that cuff goes around the back. So now same thing, come out a little bit, out a little bit, down, down, cross, and then you know it, right there and right there. Makes that cuff looks like it wraps around behind, okay? See how mine kind of does? It sticks out a little bit there. Okay. I don't know if you could see that down low, but right there, see how the cuff does? So his does that. Now, he's got a little hand, and he has like a little claw. He only has 3 fingers. So let's see if we can see his little fingers. Okay, here's this one shows his little fingers, really cute. So let's bring his little fingers down like this. Let's see, let's give him a little thumb. And I'm gonna make a fingernail on it because he's got like a little claw thing. Then I'm gonna come up and give him another one. And this one, he's got his little claw coming this way and his little finger sticking up. That's cute. Can y'all do that? Same thing over here. I'm going to make his little thumbkin come here. Maybe we do it like that. Then we make a little triangle for his claw. See that? Then let's bring his other little finger down. And his other little fingernail's starting on this side. So it'll kind of go boom, boom, boom. There. He's kind of like this. He's right like that. All right, we're getting close. Now we need the sides of his little coat to come down. So let's start like this and bring him down. And that's about it. It's gonna then come across the bottom, okay? Then remember, we've got that little placard down the front. So let's find the middle and let's put a line right there. And another one right there. Who's feeling fancy? Anybody feeling fancy? We can put some stitches. My placard has stitches right there. And look, this placard has stitches right there too. So if you're feeling a little fancy, we can put some just little dotted dash lines right down through there if you want to. That makes it look like it's been sewn together. You know what I just noticed? He's got a little bit of a placard right there on the side of his jacket, like a little bit of a seam. That would look kind of cute. So if you guys, you don't have to do this step, but if you're feeling advanced, let's put a little line right there and then some stitches. And let's do the same thing here, a line and some stitches. He's looking so cute, guys. And we don't really see his little feet. They're underneath there. You could make his little, I don't know what you call that little coat, a little thicker if you wanted. Now he is really cute just like that, but I forgot. We need to put his pupils in his eyes. So he's got some pretty big pupils. So let's give him some big pupils. And don't forget, we want to keep a big shine. Now I'm gonna make my shine really big today. See how big I left that? And I'm gonna color that in. Because he is so cute. He's got to have a really big pupil. I'm going to give him a really big pupil over here too. Another really big shine. And color that in. Oh, I like that shine better. I got that one too small. But guess what? Gonna make them match, so I'm gonna make this one a little smaller too. Hey, that looks better. Now, you can color him if you want. If you have colored pencils at home or paint, you can use whatever you want. I have some colored pencils I'm going to use today. If you don't have colored pencils, you can go in and shade. Now, boys and girls, remember when you shade, if you want something to look like it's turning, shade a little bit more on the edges. I'll shade this and then I'll put colored pencils over the top. But if you're doing a shading, see how I've got more here? Now when I get to the middle, I'm gonna try my very best to go lighter. Do you see that? How it's getting a little lighter? Now the bottom, I'm gonna have a little bit more shadow down here. I'm being careful. See, I'm just taking my time, trying to make sure that I've got it's blending. But again, I want it darker on the edges and I'm letting it come lighter. Underneath your arm is usually a little darker, so I'm gonna shade under here. And then I'll let it get a little lighter as I come up that way. I'm gonna darken a little under that seam, like maybe there's a shadow under that seam. And also a shadow might show up a little bit underneath that placard that we just drew. So I'm gonna darken it right there and then lighten it. There might be a shadow underneath this little part too, boys and girls, where that comes down because it might cast a little shadow. And then right after that, I'm gonna come back down a little bit lighter again. So you see that? And that's a nice medium. So you see how I've got a nice medium gray there? Now I'm gonna come back and really darken right there. I like it. A nice shadow over here, nice shadow under here. Could even go in and give a little line like that. See how that looks like it's kind of rounded now? I'm gonna real quick just kind of do the same thing on this side just so it matches. You do not have to do this pencil shading, especially if you're gonna paint or use colored pencils. I just wanted to show a little bit of pencil shading in case you don't have colored pencils or paint or markers or anything at home and all you've got is your pencil. You can still take this drawing a little further and really make it extra special with just a pencil. So let's see what we've got here. I am about done. I'm going to get my little bit darker under here again. And I'm going to have it a little darker under that seam, then a little lighter, a little darker under the arm there. Probably a little shading right there where that folds up, huh? Okay, I'm kind of liking that. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. I want this to be a little darker. Now, I'm going to go ahead and color in colored pencil, but do you see how that, a little darker here. See how that looks a little bit interesting? A little darker there. A little bit like that. Maybe there's some wrinkles in his little outfit. Boom. Kind of cool, huh? But I do have colored pencils, so I'm going to go. I selected a green and a brown, and little Yoda's outfit is brown, so I'm going to quickly lay some brown in here. Since I already did all that gray with my pencil, I can go pretty quick, but you take your time coloring, make it look however you like. It's kind of cool to layer colored pencil right on top of regular pencil too, isn't it? I like to do that. You know what? Do you see how my paper is getting, like, my colored pencil is making little dots? It's because I'm coloring on a bumpy table. If you are getting little dots through yours and your table's bumpy and you don't like it, you can always put 2 pieces of paper or 3. Sometimes I call that a placemat underneath, and that way it will make it smoother sometimes. I'm going to use a little bit lighter brown right here on these cuffs just for fun. I thought that might be fun. I had an extra one in my hand. And I'm going to let it match the lighter brown I'm going to put up here too. Now, if you were getting all fancy with your shading, do you think it might be darker right back there where that folds over and back there? If you think that, you are correct, because that's going to be a little bit in shadow, wouldn't it be? So you can add that in shadow if you want. I'm just going to leave that. Well, I'll go ahead because I did the other shadows, didn't I? I'm going to put a little shadow in there, a little shadow. And maybe I'll come back in with my darker brown and do a little shadow if I want. Fun. Alrighty. Now Yoda has a real light color inside of his ears. I'm going to choose a little bit of pink, but I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this light color. So I'm going to come in with a little of this color, very light, and I'll make it match. And I'm going to put a little pink in there. Oh, that looks good, layered up like that. I love to blend my colored pencils, boys and girls, and I hope you try too. It's good to experiment as well when you're coloring, and it looks good having both of those together. Now Yoda has some really pretty brown eyes, so I think I'm going to go back to my little bit darker brown and put some brown around here. If you're feeling advanced once you do that, irises have color that shoot out of the center, kind of like a pinwheel. So let me show you. If you look at your iris or your friend or anybody that's sitting around, the colors often come out like that. Look at your cat or whatever. So when I color an iris, I often color in that direction because you can kind of see some of those little, I don't know, I call them striations, or just like, it's almost like rays of the sun or something coming around like that. So that in mind, I'm going to put a few of those around Yoda's eyes like that. Boy, that looks kind of good to me. I'm going to come around and give myself, I like it. Now all I need now is the green, because that's all I have left. I'm going to get his little ears, because Yoda's kind of green, isn't he? And then I'll come in and I'm going to get the rest of him. Oh, Now, if you want, you can get your caretaker, your guardian, your parent, your aunt, your grandma, whoever, any adult, whoever your responsible adult is that's hanging out with you during this time period, and get them to email it to me if you want to show me. I had some really cool artwork coming in this week, and it was fun to look at. I saw so many textiles from Peru. I've seen some beautiful suns, those really cool Inti suns come in this week. So you are welcome to email me pictures or not. You don't have to, because I know that you are doing amazing art whether you send it in to me or not. So I'm done. I like him. I think he turned out really cute. How did yours turn out? And if you're not done, don't worry. You can pause and rewind and go back to the parts you might need extra help with. But I sure hope that you had as much fun as I did. I love my Yoda, and I love you guys too. So please send me your requests for next Thursday, whatever it is. So we've got Yoda coming from a movie, right? Or a TV series, I guess it is now. And next up, we're going to do, let me see if I can remember what she's called. Not Quite Narwhal. So that's what I'm gonna do next. And this is from a book that someone sent in. So I'm excited to try that. A couple of people requested this one. Not as many as requested Baby Yoda, but I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do 2 this week because I'm having fun. I hope you had fun today, and I can't wait to see you again. And remember, please stay creative and draw something every day. Bye, guys.